Hello everybody, you are watching the channel Creative Guy, Inspiration with Every Breath. In this review I'm going to analyze 8 things which made me feel that I'm watching epic masterpiece and that really increased my heart rate when I was sitting in the cinema with my friends. Of course I'm talking about the most expected movie of this year called Dark Knight Rises. Christopher Nolan is hard to compare to any other director or screenwriter. His movies give you the feeling that you have something common with the main characters and he has the talent to make you emotionally involved into the movie, so after going out from the cinema you are still trapped in the scenes and you are not really in the mood to talk with your girlfriend about her hairstyle and barbecue with her parents. Nolan uses archetypes and his hero is greater than life. He is really born for protection of weaker, but he has no special abilities for it, and that makes his characters and stories so real and believable. His characters have past, which give them the third dimension without the necessity to use 3D technology, which I really did not miss in this movie. As a movie lover, Christopher Nolan is for me kind of legend and mentor. I really love him on intellectual level, but no worries, I'm straight. This review is not supposed to reveal the key moments of the movie. Maybe there are some little spoilers, but it's just like in trailer. Some details are showed, but the plot will remain in the darkness. So now let's take a closer look at 8 things that I can name even if you wake up me during the night. 8 things that turn 3 hours in cinema into adventure that will stay in my mind forever. Number 1. The opening scene. Before this scene there is a short speech of Commissioner Gordon played by Gary Oldman, but it's just like prologue in the novel and the first chapter is the scene I'm talking about, in which the main villain is introduced. This is seriously the best scene that I've ever seen in some movie. It's something new, really demanding for special effects, but what's the best, no CGI is used in the whole scene, everything is real. I was blown up. It's the kind of scene with strong twist when the hunters realize that they are victims. It's that freezing moment when you realize that everything is someone's plan and there is no way back. Christopher Nolan was always great in introducing his villains. The opening scene with Joker was also original and twisting, however this scene is more extreme and much more stunning. Maybe I'm a bit biased because I'm afraid of planes and here everything happens in the air. But anyway, this scene produced in Scotland stir ups your emotion and gives you a grand mindset for the rest of the movie. The opening scene in Dark Knight Rises is just mind-blowing. Number 2. Enemies hidden underground. Some critics may say that this is kind of cliché. We have seen this in many other movies, and even cartoons. Just think about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and Shredder with Krang, everything was happening underground. But if you think about it, using this idea is always great, because channels and underground tunnels are always kind of mystery for normal people and nobody really know what can be hidden there. The canalization system under the Gotham City is really huge and complex, and so it's a perfect place for the organization that is fed up by the social hierarchy and privileges of the high class. Tunnels underground is a great metaphor for the bottom of the society, for people who do not have much and they were rejected by the society. Think about the movie Titanic and about the rich class that was in the upper parts of the ship and about the poor that were placed down. Terroristic organization underground is an old cliché that still works and it raises the curiosity about what could be in dark tunnels deeply underground. Number 3. 8 Years of Peace. Christopher Nolan was facing one really hard task. The story takes place 8 years after the events with Joker and Two-Face. I can imagine thousands of ways how this could be screwed up, and I see millions of pitfalls that could endanger the quality of the movie. You come to the cinema with questions like, what happened to the characters? How did their life change? But this is really great done. You see Bruce Wayne after 8 years of peace, hidden from people living alone. As a warrior, he actually suffers because he's not fulfilling his mission. He's not doing what he was born for, and you can feel that pain and emptiness that can be fulfilled just with the presence of new villain and new danger. You can see that hero somehow needs enemies, because without it, he is not using his potential and he is getting weaker. When you see Bruce Wayne in the movie, how he is again getting up, you will understand why this movie is called Dark Knight Rises. You can also see Alfred, how he is trying to insinuate to Bruce that he should finally find a girlfriend and set up family. It's humorous and you can associate with your parents and grandparents that are trying to convince you that you should finally settle down. Alfred is always used as a contact with the real world. As the actor Michael Caine said, he is one of us in that incredible world. Showing the Gotham City after a long 8 years was just a great and worked perfectly.
Number 4. Catwoman.
As a guy with special passion for women, I found this character incredibly sexy and interesting. Comparing to the old Catwoman played by Michelle Pfeiffer, the new Catwoman did not touch or met any single cat in the whole movie and I like it. What makes her Catwoman was the past she had and the ability to survive in the hard life of the girl from low social class. She is good in stealing and fooling men. The only thing she wants is to clean her past, to start a new life. But she will need something for that, you will see it in the movie. I just loved her selfishness and no need to help the people in Gotham because they never helped her. I remember my friends laughing at her selfishness, but let's be honest, this is the trait that made this girl so real, that if you are a guy with testosterone in blood, you'll fall in love with her. She was also rejecting Bruce Wayne during the movie, which made her not easy to get and of course sexy as hell. Catwoman from the pen of Christopher Nolan was the girl that every man would like to have at home.
Number 5. The Bat.
This was the third movie of the trilogy. You are expecting something extra that was never showed in the previous movies, on many levels including the technology level. This was something that many people were waiting for. What new technology will we see in The Last Batman? I was waiting for it and my expectations were fulfilled. The new machine was called Bat and yes, it came also in black color. It was air cushion vehicle which was silent and gave Batman the ability to transport faster and to be harder to get. There is a scene with Catwoman when Batman orders her to sit in the machine and she says him, "My mother always warned me to not go to the car with strangers." And Batman answers, "This is not a car." Yes, again, this flying tank is like candy for those who like heavy army machinery and speed.
Number 6. Prison in a huge pit.
This is again something very psychological and you should never ask yourself where such a prison should exist in the modern world. This is more mental prison than actual physical pit in the ground. This is place that formed a villain. This is the hell which he came from and help him to become what he is. This is hell through which also the main hero must go when he wants to get his power back. Once in life he experienced the fall and well, but this is stronger and it forces him to focus more on himself and to realize who he really is and what is his mission. The pit is a perfect symbol of hard life, of the power of will that can overcome physical limits of the body. Prison in a huge pit is a spiritual dimension of the movie. For a while I had the feeling that I was also there facing the cruelty and roughness of life.
Number 7. Power in hands of people.
Christopher Nolan brings one more dimension to the last movie. It's the political dimension. All the hatred of normal people against the rich and powerful people will be showed here. You will see the rich people taken out from their luxury homes and given to the court which was created by people. They can die or they can be doomed to the exile. You can feel the happiness of the people that they can break the invisible social boundaries and to be equal. The terrorists gave to people what they really wanted and that makes the story much more interesting. Power given back to the hands of people is a great part of the movie and I enjoyed it really much.
Finally, number 8. Bane.
Choosing of the right villain for the last Batman was extremely important. Christopher Nolan was thinking also about Riddler, previously played by Jim Carrey. I can imagine also a great story with this character, but there could be one big problem. Nolan said that the previous villains were not able to stand against Batman and fight with him. Their physical strength was not big enough against him. That's why Bane is ideal enemy for Batman. He is muscular, strong, but also intelligent and unpredictable. Tom Hardy made really an extraordinary performance. Since he wears the mask that's covering his mouth and nose, you can focus more on the expression of his eyes and on the voice. The voice was what really rocked in this movie. It was not the demonic deep voice of Scarecrow in Batman Begins. It was roaring that woke up your curiosity and you wanted to know what's under that mask. Well, you will know in the end of the movie, and this is something that I would really like to let on your imagination for now. Many people say that Bane is not better than Joker, but I belong to the group that prefer Bane. I like the way he fighted against Batman. He attacked the Wayne Enterprises and destroyed the real power of Bruce Wayne. His money and social status. Comparing to Joker, who was chaotic and sometimes you were not sure if you can believe his words, Bane was more clear about what he wanted and you could feel the massive self-confidence that came from his awareness of being physically dominant over people. Bane was the villain that made Batman reach the bottom of his forces. Christopher Nolan could be proud on what he achieved and how the next generation will see Batman. His movie genius is present in every second of the movie and in the composition of the scenes. For concluding this review, I must say that I can't wait for his next movies and I hope that he will stay with the family of his favorite actors, because that has somehow become identification sign of his movies, just like the symbol of bat glooming in the sky. This is the channel Creative Guy and we will see each other in the next review. Bye bye.